What to offer a motivated seller, especially something that would have them sell you their property at a discount, and at a deep discount at that. What pushes them over the edge to sign the contract? Well, let's take a look at that. You ready? Let's go. All right, by the end of this video, you will know what a motivated seller is, how to find them, and what to offer them so that you can consistently buy real estate at a discount. Deep discounts even. And by the way, if you're still looking to get that first deal under your belt, I put together a free training just for you to help you get that first deal done. And then I'll show you how to earn $5,000 a month flipping contracts and properties working in as little as 1 hour a day. And you can access it at mattsfreetraining.com. So what to offer a motivated seller? And I'm gonna cover it and give you some ideas, tips, tricks, and hacks that you likely have never heard of. But first, let's define what a motivated seller is and why they're important for real estate investors to find. Very simply, a motivated seller is a property owner that needs to sell their primary residence, their rental property, or another real estate asset quickly with minimal hassle, even if it means at a discount. And this is important because for real estate investors, the foundation of every deal lies within the seller's motivation to sell. Typically, a seller's motivation arises due to certain circumstances that are linked to some sort of distress. It could be financial distress or personal distress, or the property itself is distressed. And ultimately, these motivated sellers have bigger fish to fry than trying to sell their property for top dollar through traditional means. They don't have the time or the desire for repairs. They don't want to deal with an agent. They don't want to wait on the buyer's financing. They don't want looky-loos traipsing through their properties and so on. They just want it sold, and they want their money now. These are the types of things that have them motivated. Thus, they're a motivated seller, and they will exchange equity for peace of mind. I mean, a good night's sleep at this point in their life has a higher value to them than money. And that's where we step in to help them with that. Sounds great, doesn't it? So how do you find them? Well, you just got to keep your eyes open, and I'm going to give you 8 common symptoms to look for. The first is a listing or an ad that includes phrases such as, but certainly not limited to, as is, cash only, TLC, bring all offers, or best offer, and handyman special. I mean, anything where the seller is revealing the property is in less than perfect condition or the seller is under less than perfect circumstances. Number 2, seller is moving out of state or out of the country and doesn't want to be an absentee owner or a landlord. Number 3, seller is going through a life-changing situation, such as a job loss, death of a loved one, or a divorce. Number 4, their property is sitting vacant. 5, their property has been listed for sale much longer than the average days on market. Number 6, the seller over-discloses about the property issues, as this could be an indicator that the owner is ready to negotiate and make a deal. Number 7, the home is listed as an estate sale. It's a pre-foreclosure, or it is soon going up for auction. Number 8, the property taxes are delinquent. If you're starting to get the picture, let me know by smashing the like button. And if you take your real estate investing seriously, be sure to subscribe to the channel because I share stuff like this each and every week and you don't want to miss it. Understanding why a seller might be motivated and knowing the symptoms to look for will be integral in the offer that you make. And there is a nice blend of science and art to presenting an offer to a motivated seller. A savvy homebuyer recognizes that the seller has a problem. And the key to getting a good deal is by focusing more on solving the seller's problem than the purchase of the actual property. Take care of the problem, the profit will follow. I approach situations like this by teaming up with the seller to help them solve their problem. And the only thing that's going to get in the way of me solving the seller's problem is the market. Regardless of what anyone says or anyone thinks, the market determines the value of a property. It's not the seller, not a real estate agent, not a bank, not an appraiser, not a lender, and not even you. A property is worth what the market is willing to pay for it. So if the market doesn't cooperate and allow you and the seller to both get what you want out of the deal, then there'll be no deal. And it's the market's fault. That's the mindset. It's you and the seller versus the market. Now, the obvious offer that will appease any motivated seller is a fast, all-cash offer, especially one that allows the seller to avoid doing any repairs. But someone has to do the repairs, so that's where the discount part typically begins. But further, it's not uncommon for a seller's needs to be met without cash at all. And there could be other aspects that are more important to a seller. For example, getting out from underneath the pressure of mortgage payments, or finding a new place to live, or assistance in getting rid of bad tenants, or avoiding foreclosure and preserving their credit score. All of these things can have tremendous value to a seller, and some can be priceless even. So with all that said, I approach each interaction with a motivated seller with the idea of, I'm going to purchase this property based on my price and the seller's terms, or the seller's price and my terms. I just need control of one of those two things, either the price or the terms. As long as I can control one of them, I'll be able to make a deal for myself. Let's start with the price. The price is the price. There's not much need for an explanation of what that means. But some examples of terms that I include in an offer in exchange for either a better price or they'll give me the ability to pay a higher price and still realize a profit are: 1, all cash; 2, no appraisal contingency; or 3, no financing contingency. I could purchase it as is, could pay all the closing costs for the seller. The seller could carry back financing, maybe a payment moratorium, or deferred interest. A balloon payment is another great term, or a maintenance credit, or a lease option, or a rent back. Closing on the seller's timeline is really valuable to them a lot of times. Purchasing subject to the existing financing. If you'd like a list of the most common creative financing terms that I use in my offers and negotiations and some templates of how to put them all together, you can grab the same cheat sheets that I give to my private clients at epicbreakthrough.com. And I'll put a link down below in the description for you as well. So first, you discover the seller's motivation by building rapport and asking questions. And take your time with it too. Most motivated sellers aren't finding themselves on winning streaks in life at the moment you make contact. And they may be angry, nervous, or scared. So keep that in mind. Be a friend and take your time with them so that they like you, so that they trust you, and that they have confidence in your competence and your willingness and sincerity around helping them. Second, once you know what their motivation is, or the problem, if you will, piece together the terms that I shared with you to help solve their problem and present it to them. This is something I spend a lot of time on with my private REI ACE clients, is this right here, what we're talking about. This is the money-making skill of a real estate investor. Generating the leads, that's easy. Finding the money for the deals, that's easy. Finding buyers for your properties, that's easy too. All of that is easy if you get this middle part, the presenting of the offer, right. If you'd like to hop on the phone and talk about what this might look like for you to become a private REI ACE client, take a look at what I put together for you over at reiace.com. And when you get there, answer a few questions and then you can just pick a time for us to hop on the phone to discuss. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon.